Another question I had is how are they defining wake surfing?
So wake surfing is you're not connected to the board. It's
Right.
an actual like surfboard, but smaller. And so they said you may be holding on to a rope or not, because for some, surfers, you can let go of the rope.
Right.
And so that's just how I believe they're defining it.
Because I saw some written language that also talked about being propelled by the wake.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so it seems like there might be a gray area there too, where they haven't quite thought it through.
Yeah.
On our boat, we can't wake surf. We don't kick a big wake up. It's more of a traditional water ski wakeboard boat. But we can stand on a board that looks like a surfboard and tow it just as we would a wakeboard.
Right.
But we're not connected to the board. So what's going to be the deciding factor? The fact that the feet are not strapped in, or the fact that we aren't being propelled by the wake, therefore a huge wake not being kicked up, therefore the damage they're worried about not happening? Like, it seems that they haven't quite thought through the details on that too.
Admittedly, and this seems a little backwards to me, they've put these rules in place, but they don't know how they're going to function. And so I think, like you're saying on wording, I don't know if they know exactly those details, but a lot of people have concern that, so, you could drive downriver, which will take more than a half hour to get to the Hawthorne Bridge, or you can, drive your boat actually, on the street, but the docks that are available downtown are not going to be equipped to handle all this boat traffic.
Mm-hmm.
And, one of them that's really popular with paddlers is, Willamette Park down near John's Landing and that whole area. And so, parking, traffic activity, and the chaos, they have not considered that or put around, thinking to what else you have. Cathedral Park, on the east side, there really isn't enough accessible entry and exit points and parking, and it might be just really, really busy and chaotic downtown. So they have a lot to work through, and I know that law enforcement was already saying that it would shutting down parts of the river would cause congestion and stuff. So they're going to have to work through what that means. I think the other thing that they said with surfing was that it's like, hydrofoil. I haven't tried that.
I haven't either.
But that I think is of the surfing vein. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see kind of how it's further defined. I would think that you would be able to surf, I don't know. I was,
it's
thinking
so
like what you were saying.
Yeah. It's so I think it's so undefined. There's the unintended consequences of even good intentions can bite the best of us, and I think they're going to have to deal with some things. So it sounds to me like these rulings are this is an initial phase, and there's going to have to be adjustment. And so if people want to be involved in that adjustment phase, they should get informed, go to some of these communities that you mentioned, and get active to have their voice be heard as well. And again, I want to be clear, like I would, I include boaters, rowers, kayakers, and like anybody, like let's figure this thing out together in a way that is thought out and can actually be enforced.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, even there's been suggestions for years about, well, let's conduct some research, let's not just have, arbitrary comments presented as facts. Let's actually have some data to support various things that we want, or make sure that all the user groups are at the table to really find a way that we can all be together. Because whether I'm boating, like polling someone, doing, whether we're water skiing or surfing or tubing, or using our kayaks and paddling boards, and my kids are out there, I am concerned about them being safe. All activities are really important, and we need to kind of work together. And, just as even when we were pulling our boats out during the summer and there are groups of people floating together, and it takes a lot of effort to make sure everybody's safe and what you're doing. And so I think that should be that same sort of effort should happen, that we can all figure out a way to use the river together and be safe.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So it does include everybody.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. Erin, thanks for taking the time to kind of try to clear this up. I think people in the neighborhood are going to appreciate hearing this. Some of them are going to be surprised to hear it's even a thing.
No problem.
I think we're really doing a service.
And any other questions? Any other questions you have or any neighbors have, I'm happy to help out.
Oh, that would be great. Thank you. So, it's Erin Alexandra Patterson, our new Robinwood czar of river activity.
I don't know about that, but definitely here to try to support the community and figure out how we can, all enjoy ourselves and have our families have fun.
That sounds great, Erin. I appreciate you taking the time the neighborhood does as well.
Yeah, no problem. I'm happy to.